Hello, welcome to Lockdown in the UK Day 8. The event is still ongoing, so I'll hopefully be able to help take your mind off it through some sort of whimsical way that I've come up with throughout the course of this video. So, yeah, I'm being social with you guys. Hello. So, I mean, I could ask you about your day, but you're not going to respond. So, I'm going to go the old-fashioned way. I mean, look at the beard. I'm looking a little bit worse for wear, admittedly. I'm starting to resemble Jonathan Frakes, which reminds me, I need to ask you guys a few things. How many times have you been to the fridge today? Did you get up at an inefficient time? When was the last time you had some vitamin D? Have you started to see things some might consider unusual? Is it possible that your games console might have attached itself to your soul? How much do you believe about what is happening to you right now? Have you shaved yourself bald, grown a mustache, and then sung I Am the Eggman? Leave your answers in the comments below. Anyway, so today we're going to be discussing the production side of Doctor Who Remnants because it's something that I've been working on for a couple of months. And I've had a few people, not many, but a few, but it's always a good reason for a video, asking me about how to make an audio story or get started with their own fan series of sorts. And so I shall hopefully help you guys out through that today. So, I mean, the first thing that I came up with, obviously, was the idea stage. So, obviously, getting the idea to do a separate project. And, oops, I just knocked the camera. That could have ended pretty badly. Anyway, I digress. So, when you try to come up with the idea phase of a project, that is often the hardest bit because you're constantly evaluating with yourself whether something is good or not. And, well, honestly, some things, just go for it. Even if you don't think it's particularly good, chances are other people will find it good. Because an artist can be, as bold calling myself an artist, anybody trying to do something creative will be their own worst critic. And that's generally how it works. So whatever you think you're doing, you will likely get people who enjoy it. So don't be too harsh on yourself. That's something that I often find myself being. So don't do that. Don't be like me, because otherwise you won't get anything done and you'll be stuck in a self-pity coma for God knows how long before your idea gets off the ground. Yeah, so this is turning into what not to do. Okay, so once you've got your ideas, say you've got ideas. So I had the idea of doing a Dr. Light series. So episodes that generally take that concept from episodes like Love and Monsters and Blink and just turning them on their head, as well as by making them audio only, but by doing a whole series of them as well. So focusing not on the companions, but on random civilians, more like Blink did, yeah. So that was really the main motivation for Remnants. So now we get to the nitty-gritty of it. So you're gonna want to, so you've got a script. You have to write the script, obviously. You have the idea. So what I'd recommend doing is that you write the overview, like you write several paragraphs detailing the story, how it's going to go, how it's going to end up, what the middle is going to be, plot twists. Just detail your entire plot synopsis into like a couple of sheets of A4. And that will basically tell you where to go with the script, obviously. So now you've got to transfer it into a script. It's a little bit different to doing it in a visual medium because you've got to emphasize a bit more on the exposition without making it too like spill, because it's audio, people won't be able to see what's going on, again, obviously. So naturally you have to be a bit clever in how you describe things. Honestly, that was one of the bigger challenges that I found trying to make the script, because I'm a very visual writer, so just trying to have to rein that back in was very tricky. So what I'm going to do for you is I'm going to leave a link to the script of Remnant Requiem for Prosperity. I need to know the title of my own episode in the description, so you can check that out and see how I've done things and hope it can help you out with how you go about doing it yourself. Always remember as well, the first draft should not be the complete draft. I'd always keep on going back to it to revise it, make alterations, because if you complete a script, then leave it for a day or two, then look at it with fresh eyes, you will probably be able to see things that you can probably improve upon as well. And you can just replace things, take things out, see what works, see what doesn't, and you can just go about it in your own manner and really tweak the script to how you feel it can be at its most optimal. So, as well as that, you can also see if the characters' motivations make sense, how well defined your characters are, if they have their goals in mind, or what you have planned for them, all sorts like that. All these things you've got to really take into consideration. So, you should never rush it. You should never rush it. If you do your first draft in a night, that's good. But chances are it might not be optimal. Trust me, I have found that out myself. So, always make sure that you just keep on go and revise it. And then, when it's fully revised and you don't think you can do anything else to it, then it comes to the casting stage. So, when it comes to casting people, so fortunately for me, I had a few friends in mind that I wanted to get involved. So, I suggest you do the same. It's always, I find it better to do these projects, especially if you're just trying to do it for your first time or second time, to do it with friends. Or put out like a casting call for Doctor Who fans on Facebook, the people you're friends with on Facebook, to see if they'd like to be in it or something like that. Preferably other Doctor Who fans or people you know are into the show. But yeah, I would not say, like, especially for your first time, to go straight for hiring people, because then you could very quickly be overwhelmed with expectation. So I definitely think that you should always consider just asking your friends and keeping the cast fairly small, because you don't want to have too big a cast, because then you'll have to keep on asking people for lines and everything, and it could get a bit messy. So always, start off small and make sure that you really trust the people that you're starting off with, because I don't want you to have a bad experience for your first time, because that would suck. So yeah. So this is just going, of course, on my experience of doing my first audio drama, Dr. Remnants, Requiem for Prosperity, and I'm just basically relaying everything that I really learned from the process to you. So once you've got the cast all sorted, you know what characters you want them to play and everything, then you give them the scripts, and then they'll hopefully give you some lines back. I mean, don't be afraid to ask for second takes if they're not exactly how you expect them, or if they are, that's fair. I mean, it's up to you how you envision your characters and how they portray them. Sometimes there can be a Venn diagram where it all mixes in, or it'll just be a bit differing of creative opinion. So, whatever happens there, you just have to sort out. But I'm sure you'll be fine. Along with that, then it's the mixing stage. So, on my screen, now hopefully now, I should be showing you, if I'm not, this was a mistake, my interface when I'm using my program. The program I use is Mixcraft 8. It's less than ideal, but it's gotten me by through the first episode alone. So it's fairly simple to use, but it does come with a price tag. But I would also recommend using Audacity, since it's a free basic program, and that should definitely be used for your first try, because you'll be able to do multiple things in Audacity. One of my favorite things that you can do optionally is add a little reverb. This helps give your the lines that people will send into you, helps give them a more higher quality edge, more professional, make it a little bit more echoey, but it just adds that extra boom that you need to make it sound just nice and even. Yeah, so that's what I would personally recommend you do. Again, you can do basically anything you want in Audacity. It's really good for that. The editing bit is the simplest bit, but it can also be tedious. It's definitely very tedious. I mean, you're just splicing lines together, but it will take a long time, especially if you've written like a 30-minute script. Be prepared to spend a while on it, to say the least. Moving on from that, you will need to get some sound effects for your audio drama, depending on what sort of nature it is. So, fortunately, these are easy to find. You can find loads of sound effects for free on the internet. Just Google, like, for example, doorbell sound effect, and you'll find a site that will do a doorbell. You just really have to go through the doorbell sounds that you find particularly good, that you want to go with. So, that's what I would say anyway. It's simple to find. I mean, some offer resource packs, but some will ask you to pay as well. So it's up to you what route you want to go down, if you want to spend money on it or if you want to do it entirely for free. But you can do all sorts. Like, I managed to find all the sound effects used in Requiem for Prosperity for free on the internet, so it is possible. It's definitely possible. And also there's the music. So fortunately for Requiem, I was lucky enough to have a friend of mine compose the music for me. So you can see if you know any musician people who would just like to help you out on it, or you can potentially, again, pay for some, or you can find royalty-free music that is on, can be on YouTube, or anywhere on really the internet. Just make sure it's royalty-free, because you don't want any copyright stuff. And just go with that. Right, so, moving on, it's the final phase, putting the thing together. So, when you're all done with it, and you think you've got the finished product and everything, you just have to tweak it. You just have to make sure it's all good, all watertight, and just keep on listening back to it. Listening back again and again and again. Just like you would with the script. Tweaking it and make sure there's no revisions you can make or no extra sound effects you can put in, and make sure there are no mistakes like someone accidentally saying, sorry, I'll take that again, because in the original cut of Requiem for Prosperity I accidentally left that in and someone else noticed that, so that could be potentially very embarrassing for me, but fortunately that didn't happen. So yeah, always make sure you proofread your work, proof listen, and it'll be good, I'm sure. And once you're all done, just upload it to YouTube or whatever medium of your choice, because I'm sure there's an audience there waiting to listen, because there's always people wanting to listen to more Doctor Who fan films, fan audios. There is this nice little niche subsection of fans that are into that sort of thing, and it's really cool. So yeah, that is my little experience of making a fan audio or audio drama in general, and hopefully that can be of use to you. Hopefully I provided some extra little tips, and maybe it'll be something that you guys can have a go with over the current lockdown period, because it really is something that you really got to keep yourself going creatively for. You've got to keep yourself going. You've got to keep yourself like motivated, because it's very easy to just end up in a rut, because I've been in a rut for the past few days and it's awful, and I really don't wish it upon anybody else. So if you guys need any help or hints or stuff like that from another fellow beginner there's just passing on what I've learned, then feel free to comment or message me on Instagram or Twitter, and I'll help out to the best I can. But yeah, that's all for today. I hope you guys are doing really well as you can under the current circumstances. Make sure you stay healthy, stay indoors as much as you can. If you're working for the NHS, thank you so much for everything that you're doing. I really appreciate it, because my mum is very ill and depends on the NHS a lot. So all the services are really just, you guys are amazing. And yeah, there's really not much more that can be said about that, but I will see you guys later. I'll be working on Remnants episode 2. Feel free to check out episode 1. I'll leave a link in the description below. Really would like your thoughts on it. And so yeah, if you need anything from me, just feel free to ask. So until next time, see ya.
I have traveled to many worlds and to many universes through the entirety of time and space. But there was one point, one sector of the universe upon which no one must dare venture into. This wild sector, this untamed galaxy, is prone to wild, unpredictable, and dangerous events, locked away behind a wall of time. But there are many tales that can be told from this mysterious underworld.
And the tale that I want to tell you soon, something that I discovered long ago, yet I had no part in. The loss of individuality is something that one of the scourges of our universe almost takes pleasure. They met their match in people who would fight that. Not superheroes, not Time Lords, just people. And I should have been there.
Captain's log. It's the year 2370, month of November. The USS Prosperity is on its way back to Earth after 2 months of scientific investigation, when we came into contact with an unknown metallic object that nearly hit us.
Ensign Terrace Cadenza, what on earth are you playing at? You've got 1 minute until your shift starts.
Sorry, Commander Pierce. No excuse.
We're working on that capsule we tractored in a couple of nights ago.
Do you know that?
Yeah, what?
It's like a little mouse.
Oh my, I'm detecting something. An unknown substance. It seems to be within you, and... Oh, Faye. It's multiplying. No, I won't be one of you!